There is something about a backyard pool slide that just screams summer, but finding one that doesn't look like a cheap plastic eyesore is surprisingly difficult. That is where this Rogue2 model comes in. It has this distinct retro vibe that feels like a throwback to those classic pool days, yet the actual engineering behind the flume is completely modern. It is 7 feet tall, which is honestly the sweet spot for most residential pools. It is high enough to be genuinely fun for adults and kids alike, but it doesn't dominate the entire landscape like some of those massive commercial-grade monstrosities. The rotomolded construction is the real star here. When you run your hand along the surface, it feels incredibly solid and dense. It is not that flimsy, thin plastic that flexes when you put weight on it. This thing is built to handle up to 250 pounds, and it feels sturdy enough that you aren't constantly worried about it cracking after a few seasons of heavy use. Now, the water delivery system is pretty clever. You have options here, which is a nice touch. You can hook it up to your pool's return line for a seamless look, or if you don't want to mess with the plumbing, just grab a standard garden hose and you are good to go. It keeps the flume slick enough for a smooth ride, though if you are using a hose, you might notice the water pressure isn't quite as aggressive as a dedicated pump setup. It is a minor trade-off for the convenience, really. Installation is flexible too, since it comes with the flanges to mount it either right on the deck or on a surface nearby. Just keep in mind that, because it weighs around 200 pounds, you are definitely going to need a couple of extra sets of hands to get it positioned correctly. It is not a one-person job, unless you happen to be a professional installer with a lot of patience. One thing that might catch some people off guard is the color. It is a taupe finish, which is a smart choice because it blends into natural stone or concrete decking much better than those bright, neon blue slides that stick out like a sore thumb. It looks sophisticated rather than toy-like. If there is a downside, it is that the slide is quite a commitment. Once it is bolted down, it is staying there, so you really need to be sure about your layout before you start drilling into your pool deck. Also, while the warranty covers you for 3 years, which is decent, you still have to be diligent about keeping the surface clean to prevent any buildup that might slow down the ride over time. It is a bit of a chore, but that is just the reality of owning outdoor equipment. At the end of the day, this is a solid piece of kit for anyone looking to add a bit of excitement to their pool without sacrificing the aesthetic of their backyard. It hits that rare balance of being fun, durable, and actually nice to look at. If you have the space and the budget, it is a pretty straightforward way to turn a standard pool into a much more engaging spot for the family.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.